Hey guys, how y'all doing? It's Carla next with today's inspiration. And as always, I'm here to encourage you and to remind you that we can live every day on purpose. And today I want to talk about being focused, but as well as being focused on building. I spoke the other day about how important it is for us to grow and to move beyond that potted plant that we're in, to move beyond that plant, to move beyond that pot, I'm trying to say, to grow from where we are, because there's so much more to know and we cannot stop learning. It's important that we continue to learn. But that goes along with what I'm saying today, is that we are building. I don't want to say our existence, but we're building our lives, and we're building who we are, and we're also building others. Bottom line, we're doing kingdom building. And if you know anything about building, which I don't know that much, but I know a little bit, think about the building blocks when you're building a tower or you're building some kind of structure. There's layers to it. I know about cooking. I know about gumbo. I was telling somebody the other day that cooking gumbo, one of the secrets to it is that you're building it. It grows. It's something you kind of do in layers, and it builds. It builds, and such is our lives. Our lives should build. The God was giving me this scripture today from Zechariah 4 and 10, and I'm sure many people are familiar with it. But it says, do not despise the day. Do not despise the small beginnings. Do not despise the day of small beginnings, because the Lord rejoices to see the work begin. Small beginnings, a lot of times, that's how it starts. And a lot of times people want to just go to where they're going. They want to go to where they're going. They don't want to grow there. They just want to go there. There's a difference. And it's just like a child who's born into a family of wealth, or a family that has, let's say a business. And that child just feels that he's entitled to go from the crib, from the baby bed to the boardroom, or to go to the executive suite. Now, some people do that. Some people, they just give their children the keys, because that's my child. This is his legacy, and he's going to sit in my chair one day. But that child needs to learn the business. That child needs to know it from the bottom up. If he doesn't know how to work in a mailroom, if he doesn't know how it works there, if he doesn't know the different levels or the different things, he will not do well at the top. He needs to deal with the small things in order to understand the big things. And that's how it is again in our lives. Don't despise these small things. There's a pattern. I'm reading my little notes here. See my notes? I don't know if you can see it, but there's a pattern to our lives. Now, my mom was a seamstress, and she was very talented, extremely good. She made everything, made all of my clothes. I never had to buy anything until after my first year of marriage, because she had died. And that's the only reason I started buying clothes. All my life, I knew her making my clothes. And one thing that made it successful was that there's a pattern to everything. Now, some people can just, they're designers, and they can just look at something and make it. She could have too, I'm sure, but she preferred to use a pattern. And although I'm not a seamstress, I don't like it. It's not for me. I'm not good at it. I grew up with it, so I know something about it. I know all of the days we spent in a fabric store. I loved it. The days that we looked at the pattern books, I loved it. Picking out fabric, I loved it. I just don't like to do it. But I know that there is a pattern that you use. And the pattern, if you don't follow the pattern, you're not going to have a good product. If you don't put this piece next to this piece, or sew this piece with this piece, or cut it this way or that way, it's a mess. It's not a good design. It's not put together. I like to watch Project Runway. I love Project Runway. And they basically make their own patterns, but there is a pattern that they follow. And there are certain ways that things have to go in order to make it come together. Same way with our life. That's why the building is good, because one part goes with another part, and it's like a puzzle. If you don't put the pieces together that goes together, it won't work. You can't take this corner piece from this corner and put it down on this corner. It doesn't go there. It builds. It works together. That's what I'm trying to say about our lives. So there may be some small things. So along the way, those small things that come up, they're there to build you and to build your character in order for you to go to the next level. Because if you don't finish this, you can't go to that. I don't like mathematics. I really don't like it. I only like to count money. But I don't like math. And my daughter Tiffany is very good with, let's say, algebra. I don't like it. It makes no sense to me. I've never used algebra in my life to do anything in my life, so I don't even know why they teach it in school. But okay, that's another subject. But see, I like to go from. I like to just do what I need to do. She says, Mama, but you can't jump from here to there. You have to do this formula first, or you have to do this in order to get to that. And it makes sense in her world, but I understand that. I understand it. You can't skip over this step and expect to excel at the next step, because you have to excel at this step first. That's how life works. You have to do well in one thing before you can do well at the next level. So don't despise those small things, those small beginnings. It's beginnings, and it may seem irrelevant, but it's not. It's all relevant because it builds to the big picture. It goes to the wholeness of it. Look at the big picture. There are a lot of little small things that got there. Okay? So, the things that you're going through, it might not make sense to you right now by itself. It might not make sense, but take time, go through it, don't overlook it, don't despise it, don't push it away. Just go through it. You may not need to see it again until later. And you're going to remember what you learned from that experience. It's going to help you later. It's like baking a cake, and I'm going to close with this. I use this often. And I like to use Romans 8:28. For all things work together for our good, for those who love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. But all things work together. It's like baking a cake. I'm back to cooking. And I don't often do things from scratch like my mom used to do, but I'm familiar with it. But even if you use cake mix, if you use that, you have to build it. In the cake mix, in the cake from scratch, you may have you're gonna have your flour, you're gonna have your sugar, you're gonna have your butter, you're gonna have your eggs, you're gonna have your cream or your milk. Now, all of those ingredients, you're gonna have your vanilla or your flavor. Nobody's gonna eat a cup of flour. Nobody's gonna even eat a spoonful of flour. Nobody's gonna eat a cup of sugar. Nobody's gonna eat a spoonful of sugar. Nobody certainly is gonna just eat some raw eggs and butter. Nobody's gonna do that. But you put those things together one by one. You're gonna add this, then you're gonna add the next ingredient. But while you're putting it in, it's all being mixed together. It's all being built together. And then you're going to have this wonderful batter. I'm saying wonderful because as children, we grew up licking the bowl and licking the spoon and licking the beaters and fighting all over it. I love the spatula. That's what I wanted. We did that. That was batter, although the eggs were raw, but it was still batter. And as batter, it tasted good. But by itself, the ingredients by itself didn't. And I'm going to tell you, okay, the batter tasted good, but guess what? The cake tasted better. Once it was poured in the pan and baked and it came together, it was under heat, under fire. It took the fire to hold it together, to make it a beautiful golden brown. And it comes out. And you know, while it's in the oven, what Mama used to say, don't go running through here, boy. Don't slam that door. Don't close the door. Why? Because the cake going to fall. It's going to fall while it's in the oven. So it needed to cook, and it needed to have no distractions around it. Okay? And what came out that oven? Can't you just smell that pound cake your mama made? It smelled good. It tasted even better. So but all of that built up to make that wonderful cake. Same way with your life. Look at your life as a cake. Don't let nobody run through it and make you fall flat either. Don't let nobody make you fall. Let them get out your kitchen. Tell them to get out because you're being baked. Okay? Okay. God bless you all. I hope you understood. I tried to get it out. I hope it makes sense to you. Don't despise the small things that's going on in your life. Period. God bless you. This is Carla Widenix with today's inspiration.